So I finished this quilt coat and I'm making one more because I have some more of this quilt and enough to actually make the arms with the same quilt, but the quilt is very damaged. So I thought I would show you how I patch and repair the quilt before I sew it together. So I do already have the front and back on this one together, but I do notice some staining down here, as well as looking at the arms. We're dealing with something like this. Another one of the arms, we have a hole. So I will, oh, and we also have this. So part of the mission here at Button and Trixie is to rescue the reclaim the discarded textiles and give them another life. So that's what we'll be doing. So I have this piece that I will be cutting and sewing over this part. And what I like to do is serge the ends and then zigzag around it so the repair is more visible. For example, in my first quilt coat here that I've been parading around in my videos, there was a hole under here. So I cut a little scrap and have some visible mending underneath. I believe there's also a patch here in the back, which I did in the same way. And of course, the grand big piece over here. So this is the idea that I will be applying on this next one. In the process of doing that, since I don't like to measure, I cut the piece too small. So I cut it even smaller because I noticed another part here that needs to be repaired. So I serged this together and I'm going to pin it. So here's the progress so far. We got these pinned on, but then I'm like, oh my, look at this. This one requires a lot of repair. But interestingly, I do have some of this, so I might do kind of a special thing there. This is what it looks like so far. So I go around these twice because I want this on the inside, and it just feels good to try to make it a hardy reinforcement. That was actually the round hole is going to have patches on both sides, so I'm going to attempt to sew it at once and see. Stitched around it like a few extra times. This is the front and this is the back. Not bad. I'll sew this down so it doesn't get annoying on the inside of an arm. But and there's this big one, which will have the. So here we have the finished mended arms ready to sew on to the other pieces.